Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and it's part 2 of our Bring Back Max Power series, where we're looking at the June 2002 edition of Max Power magazine. So why are we bringing back Max Power? Well, on the 14th of July 2024, we will be attending the Max Power reunion show at the Staffordshire County Showground. We were there back in July, and it was an epic day. Lots of show cars from Ecos Peugeot to current builds outside, and to clubs as well that were all on display. As well as the Max Power Babes, DJ Richie Dawn, and big car reveals from Kelly's Pug and RS Jamie. And we're hoping to display the Cactus at the Max Power reunion show. We're going to do, hopefully, a few little modifications on it over the coming year. Not too in your face, but just something just to brighten it up. Like we're hopefully going to get some things like a hydro-dipped bonnet area. Going to upgrade the speakers, put a wee sound system in it, and a few other things. But as I thought, what we would do is we'll just take a look at the part 2 of the June 2002 edition of Max Power magazine. So why not grab a brew and we'll carry on with the magazine. So, straight into part 2, we've got an advert for Xbox and Halo. Halo is the most consuming, overwhelming, coherent video game Edge has played for years, 10 out of 10. Halo, the game that sets the Xbox apart from the competition. Do you even remember playing Halo? Why not let me know in the comment section below. And we move on to our Max Babe of the month. As we say, this was the culture back in the Max Power days that we would have a female model in the magazine. And this month it's Corina, who at the time was 20 years old. She had a bust of 32C, a 22-inch waist and 32-inch hips. And her backside was apparently creamy. I've got to admit, Corina was one of my favourite Max Power babes back in the day. And she sort of just disappeared after sort of Max Power era. Nobody knows what actually happened to her. Then we have an advert for, first of all, we'll have an advert for the RAF. And over here we've got more Planet Max. How to buy a genuine car. Little tips like use your ears, use your hands, use your head. Most common tips that still apply today is use your head, don't buy with the heart sort of thing. Because I've been guilty of that. I've bought from my heart and it's just ended up in a load of trouble. Then we have an advert for Amber Leaf. Smoking causes fatal diseases. So if you've forgotten your papers, just use a car park ticket. And next month, we have a 206, Mentalist Homemade 206, a Hardcore Saxo, a Nissan 200SX in jumbo-sized rear wing sensation, and Rebecca. And if you want to know what Rebecca's doing nowadays, she can be found on Instagram. I think she's under DJ Rebecca. because she's a DJ nowadays. Then we've got Just Buy It. So you've got radio controlled micro cars, a Motorola V70, some gotcha gear, some jeans, a Nintendo GameCube. This must have been the year that this was sort of out. Then you've got an advert for, due to the uncensored nature of Freddy Got Fingered, Monkey Bone and Say It Isn't So, we are unable to print any images from the films themselves. With horny monkeys, a whiff of incest and the art of udder sucking, the only way you'll find out more is to buy them on video and DVD from the 29th of April. So we've got takeaway racers, and then take your rollers out. This is Rizla papers. And then we have the joy of stick and what's on the Max ice. So, were you playing Project Gotham Racing or Vampire Knight? And were you listening to The Crystal Method, Paul Oakenfold, Euphoria, and Bedrock Chris Porter? So mates of Max Power this month was Mazda for the loan of her MPV, Girls in Skimpy Clothing, Samco, Sunshine, Dry Roads, Vauxhall, Ford and Fiat for the loan of vans. And hates of Max Power this month, websites that don't work, automated telephone answering machines, twats usually old who shake their heads when you overtake them, and having the squits. Then we have a double page spread for new 555, smooth taste above all else. Smoking causes heart disease. Then we have our next feature car. Dream On. From Puke Stain Taxi to Max feature car, here's how Brett White realised his dream. So this is a Ford Mondeo Mark I. And just before we look at this Mondeo in more detail, we've got an advert for drum and bass anthems, the best old school jungle and drum and bass beats. And the bass has given me nosebleeds in this Mondeo. I always liked this generation Mondeo, especially this version of the saloon versions. It just looked spot on. A menace of a space age bazooka. So let's see what this Mondeo's got modification wise. So it's powered by the 1989cc 4-cylinder 16 valve Z-Tech. It's got a polished head and piston tops, modified valves and valve seats, Spitfire spark plugs, FAC power boost valve, Ecotech CB 26P valve, one-off induction kit with twister air filter, straight through exhaust with twin Remus 3-inch back boxes. You've got your factory 5-speed manual gearbox, and it's dropped to 45mm all round on G and M springs and shocks all round. Brakes is taken care of with Turox 6 grooved front discs with EBC green stuff pads, and it's just the drums on the rear. Wheels are 8x18-inch wheel face Spirit alloys with 225 35 18 Falcon tyres. It's got a PSG Phase 1 bumper and side skirt, touring car style rear spoiler, one-off metal bonnet vent, bad boy bonnet BMW Z3 front wing vents, front indicators, brows, all body mouldings removed, rear door handles have been removed and smoothed, Matic Style C door mirrors, LED side repeaters, colour-coded rear light clusters, mesh colour-coded silver, one of blue pearl respray with silver flip. Interior-wise, the seats and the door cards have been retrimmed in grey and silver vinyl, silver dash components, X2 steering wheel, alloy gear and handbrake handles, alloy sill covers, and its ice is taken care of with a Kenwood 5070 CDR head unit, Sony 6x9s in the front doors, tin tweeters in front doors, Sony 5x7s in rear doors, Sony 6x9s in rear shelf, two Rockford 3412 12-inch subs, two Maystar 600 watt amplifiers. And just like this Fiesta we featured earlier on, max power is 185 brake horsepower, max speed is 140, and you can get to 60 in 9.5 seconds. Moving on, we have another advert. How good is a new Easy On Durex? Here's a demonstration. Moving on, we have our old favourite, the ringtone factory, where you could buy ringtones and phone logos. And you can also talk texty, chat, flirt and talk sexy with real people today. And then, with the start of staff cars, this is Tim's Corrado G60. Then we have Ben's M3. Running an M3 is going to be a costly business. Rogers 205 GTI. Big wheels do rock. Then this is the Max Power Project van, which is the Corsa van. Then we have Alan with his Citroen Saxo 1.1. Then we have Dan, Max Power Stafford Dan with his Renault 5 GTT. Then we've got Sai with the Seat Rossa and his Honda Civic. Clearly world class. This is a digital radio from Boypont. Performance injection with Red X. And this could be you. Make this summer your best ever with a Max guide to shows, events and days out. So let's have a look at what you could have got up to in the summer of 2002. So this will be the last section we feature in part 2. So seaside, you could go to Brighton, Skegness, Blackpool. Shows, tracks, Run to the Sun, Super GTI, weekend festivals. You have Creamfields, Glastonbury, V2002, and if you were wanting to see a movie in the summer, you could see Scooby-Doo, Men in Black 2, Jackass the movie, Austin Powers 3 Gold member, and there we have again our old friend Mobiles for Fun, the mobile ringtones and phone logos. If you had a phone like a Nokia, for example, you could get these little logos on instead of the word Nokia on your phone. So track days, cars were invented for the sole purpose of being fresh to buggery. So you've got Run What You Brung at Santa Pod, Hot Hatch Day at Knockhill, and Krail. Or you could of course do none of these things and do something entirely different, like go to Alton Towers, buy a camel, enter July's wife-carrying World Cup in Finland. You could fancy yourself as a bit of a Jamie Oliver, and why not compete in the annual Roadkill Cook-Off in West Virginia. So there we go. And we shall finish on this part, and we shall be back with part 3 of Bring Back Max Power very soon. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV for more magazine reviews on Bring Back Max Power, car tinkering, car meets, and much, much more. As always, thank you for watching.